Okay, so we have problem statement, flowchart. Now we're ready to go ahead and do some code. So I'll go ahead and open up HTML kit. Again, remember when you launch it, always say yes, you allow it to make changes to your computer. It's not making any changes, but that's the only way you allow it to run. Okay, and we're going to start with the script tags and the close script tags, and everything goes in between these two things. Okay, and I simply just come in, I'll grab my, oh, you know what we forgot to do, but last time is forgot scope. So if you notice that last time, so for scope, only one customer, only 2 rates, and I don't know, that's good enough for now. Can't think of anything. All right, so I want to grab this. It's going to take long enough as it is without me think about that. All I want you to do is think about 2 or 3 different scope just to show that you are actually thinking about it. And they tend to be always the same thing, one customer, so many rates, yada, yada, yada. All right, so down here, we're going to start on line 3 and paste it in. And then up here, we're going to have our var line where we're going to document our blank places in memory. Our blank places in memory are always going to be input. So I'll do Control C, Control V, and then I'm going to do comma, space, delete, end, comma, space, delete, end. All right, and then the result of calculations, and that is going to be rate and final fee. So might as well just go ahead and copy it here, Control C, and comma, space, Control V. And then here we will bring this up, comma, space, end, whoops, end, and then semicolon. All right, so we have our 3 inputs and the 2 results of our calculation. Now let's go ahead and comment out our sections. We have constants, we have input, and then we have calculations logic, and we have our output. Good. Up here, we have our 2 constant values. So we're going to put var in front so that it declares it and puts a 5 in and ends with a semicolon. And same with this, var ends with a semicolon. So remember, everything ends with a semicolon except for if lines and else lines. So number dogs, I want to assign to that place in memory what's returned from my prompt when I ask this question. Then we'll go in and ask a question. How many dogs? Question mark. Now remember, we also have a second argument. Whoops. And we're going to use our test data for that. So our test data shows 2 and 5. So we'll go ahead and use the 2 and the 5. So 2 dogs here. Next one is pretty similar. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Control C, Control V. And this is how many hours. And according to our test data, we're going to use the number 5 here. Okay, and then down here, let's just go ahead and I have a place in memory called weekday. I wish to assign to that place in memory what's returned from my prompt when I ask this question. Whoops. Semicolon. So we already have the parentheses there. And so I'll put in a quote and I'll say weekday walk, question mark, yes, no. And then I have to close that quotation and then put in my default value. And the first one we use is yes. You see we don't need this here. So we can see this is our practice data here. And we use yes to 5. All right. So now we're ready to do our decision. So if an if line has to have the two things we want to evaluate or compare inside a parenthesis. And then we're going to have a start brace, and that's shift key next to P. And then I'm going to comment this, start weekday. And then after a semicolon, I'll come down, close brace, stop weekday. Very important that you comment your stops and your starts. And the reason for that is you'll tend to, in the beginning, when you're first starting programming, you'll always forget that close brace. In fact, I still do it now. I've been doing it forever. Okay, and then we have our next one. And again, I copy this, paste it here, copy this, paste it here, change this to end, and then copy that. Whoops. Control C, Control V. So copying and pasting are your two friends. It makes things very, very fast and makes it so easier to code. Okay, we end with a semicolon. Notice there's no semicolon here and no semicolon here. If you put a semicolon there, you're going to have trouble. All right, now we're ready to do some output. And that, of course, is document, dot right, open and close parentheses, semicolon. All right, and I just have to add my label. And of course, I already have that in my flow chart. So this is where I might go to my flow chart and start copying and pasting. So I just need, excuse me, everything here, Control C and Control V. I've already tested it, so I know that works. So why not use that? Well, I'm going to need a document right all the way down. So I'm going to do Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. I'm going to always need a close parenthesis semicolon, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. If I do it like this, I'll never forget that closing parenthesis. All right, and now I need to have the rest of my labels and my joins. So I'll just go to the next one. Again, I'm just going to copy everything to the left of the variable, Control C, and then paste it in, Control V. And I'll go back, grab the next one. See how fast this is? The thing is, since I've already tested, I know it's going to work. Control C, Control V. I'll come back and grab the last one. And again, I'll make this a little bit bigger and select everything to the left of the variable. Control C, Control V. Done. All right, I just want to dress it up a little bit. I want all of these on separate lines. So after this is on the top line, I'm going to put in the BR tag. So this starts a new line. Then I copy that BR tag, Control C, and do Control V, Control V. All right, I'm almost done with everything, but I want to add some more things. That is, the rate and the final fee are both going to be currency. So I'm going to add dot to capital F fixed, open and close parentheses, and put a 2 in there. So this is going to be, instead of being a 5, it'll be a 5.00. And then if I copy just the dot to fixed, not the second parenthesis, but just that one, Control C, Control V, and I'm done. So what is my confidence that this is going to work? First time, every time? I'm very confident on that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and preview it. Uh-oh, I do have an error. Number 11, I'm missing a semicolon. Let's see what's going on there. Number 11, I put a colon on there for some reason. All right, so now it should work. Okay, so 2, 5, yes. And you can see that this is exactly what we're expecting. But now I have to do it again. I can change that to no if I want. Oh, why not? Got to type no once anyway. And then preview. And then it's 2, 5, no, $50. And if we move this out of the way, we can see that's exactly what, uh-oh. Ah, it didn't work. That's why we have to test it twice. So what did we do wrong? Let's go back into the editor and see. And this is our problem. I've been doing JavaScript forever, and I always forget the second equal. Whenever we're doing that, the if condition, we have to have two equals because we know that one equal means assign this to that. So if I leave one equal, it puts yes into weekday, and it's always true. So it's always true. And that's why we have to test our program twice. Testing it once and then putting it away doesn't mean that the other one will work. Let's preview it again. So 2, 5, no. Now it's working correctly. Okay, so remember that. We always have to use equal whenever we're using equals, or it's always going to be true no matter what we type in. All right, so last thing we want to do is go ahead and save this. So I'm going to do File, Save As, and let's see. Okay, this is assignment, I think it's for assignment 3, so let's go to assignment 3. I'm going to add a folder called Lessons. And then I'm going to put this inside that folder. And this is dog walking again. And save that. Good, that's done. I didn't save my flowchart last time, so let's go ahead and save it now. Again, I can't save it because I'm in demo mode. So I have to do View, Create Flowchart Metafile. And again, this is going into the wrong place. So we'll go to Assignment 3, Lessons, and this will be dog walking again. Again, I'm not going to select that because I don't want .htm. I want .emf at the end of it. If I leave it blank, it'll automatically place it on there. Okay, and then we have the same thing with our Notepad++. I'm going to do File and Save. This will probably also want to go into the wrong, oh no, we'll go back to here. So we want to go into, let's see, Assignments, Assignment 3, Lessons. Okay, so you can see there's our flow chart and the other. And here we're going to call this dog walking again .txt. Very important. Always put .txt at the end. So with the .emf file, we just let it put emf on there for us. For the HTML kit, it automatically puts .htm. But when we do Notepad++, we must physically add the .txt, or it will save, and then it won't have a designation on what is needed to open it. All right, well, that's it. On to the next problem.